are literally 5 days left from determining the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 14. We are in the final run of G1 Climax 29. Hello, everybody. Now, I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster. Welcome to yet another Simple Take / predictions video on G1 Climax 29, where today Chris will give his take on day 13, and we'll give both our takes on day 14, as well as predictions on days 15. Heck, I'm ripping Mountain Dew. So, of course, for all that, let me introduce you, of course, to the man right here, man the man, Holiday, heart for cruiserweights, strong passion for wrestling. He is, of course, one of my best friends, Chris Mace. Chris, how are you? You got a lovely day out there again, I see.
Yeah, I got a lovely day. Decided to do it outside, get some fresh air after a long day of work, and I had surprises with my daughter yesterday, so I've had a really good weekend, so I'm good to go. Ready to talk about some wrestling now.
Oh, glad to hear that, and a wonderful ambience, by the way, too. All right, so you already saw my simple take on day 13, so let's just go ahead and talk about it real quick. You saw A Block in action. You saw the result. Bad Luck Folly winning with a schoolboy. Zack Sabre Jr. with her roll-up. But I think, in my opinion, the last 3 matches made the night between Ospreay and your guy Evil, Tanahashi and Kota, a rematch from last year's finals, and Okada versus Sonata. So, real quick, what are your takeaways from that A Block day of action, day 13, and what was your match of the night?
My match of the night was Okada versus Sonata. I was very impressed with that. Sonata got a big win, even though he's out of the tournament. He got a win against Okada, so now I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out because we got a long way to go for Wrestle Kingdom. And could Sonata be the next contender for Okada if he becomes the only one that beat Okada in this tournament? We'll have to wait and see.
The road to destruction can literally lead to that for the Rainmaker. And yeah, because again, this match was the closest we've gotten to a draw. Less than 15 seconds. And Sonata somehow got the freaking win. Unbelievable. That is more valuable than winning the G1. You pinned the freaking IWGP champion and stopped Okada dead in his tracks for not only taking A Block definitively, but claiming any more records. And it seems like they were talking about the Osaka turn for, the IWGP Heavyweight Champions in the G1, how they always seem like lose at the pinnacle moment. It looks like it continues because, again, match of the night for sure. Okada's still leader, but Sonata, hell of a victory. But in my opinion, I was also fairly impressed with last year's G1 Finals rematch between Tanahashi and Ibushi. It's obvious that Hiroshi sees Kota as the future of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He wants Kota to the next level. He wants to push past that. And clearly Kota knows that Hiroshi wants that from him too. So not only is Hiroshi Tanahashi trying to bring Kota to the next level, as flying as high as him, but he also wants Kota to prove something to him as well. And Kota, of course, embracing Tanahashi after the match, both men sharing words, huge mutual respect. Kota picking up the win, huge redemption, huge win. Both men still alive. Kota truly needed this, though. It was a very emotional match to me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it as well. So, yeah, that was quite a night. But why don't we talk about what we really want to talk about here? Let's talk about freaking day 14, and let's just go right down the line with what we saw here. So let's go ahead and begin with, good Lord. For all the slack that we have given Toru Yano, he proved me something here in this match. He is not shenanigans. He can freaking wrestle. What a match between Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano. Those near falls have me on the edge of my seat. But when Yano picked up his in-ring action versus shenanigans, notice no tape here, especially after he didn't go after the whole, come get me, I'm sitting on a chair on the ramp. He's like, I'm just standing right here. I'm not even going to move. I'm going to wait till you come for me. You want to win this, right? Well, so do I. And right now, it still keeps Tomohiro Ishii at 8. And, it takes Tomohiro Ishii to 8. And Toru Yano stays at 6 after winning with the Vertical Drop Brainbuster. I know you've been very heavy on an outlook of Toru Yano, so I really want to get your thoughts on what was Toru Yano's longest wrestling match in the G1. What are your thoughts on this?
He can actually wrestle. That's what I'm so happy about. It was one of those, he could actually wrestle. He didn't have to rely on shenanigans. And it's like, and my thoughts were, why do you do half these shenanigans when you can actually wrestle? Why do half the shenanigans? I understand you're trying to be entertaining and stuff like that, and you got to have that entertaining wrestler, one or two. And New Japan, like I said, they have their moments where they have one or two entertainment wrestlers that are here for entertainment purposes. But he can wrestle. I was 1,000% shocked at how well this match went off because of how well he did. I was very impressed. He could have easily won, though, the way he was performing. I wouldn't have been surprised had he won, but I'm glad Ishii did win. I am so glad I'm pronouncing these names a whole lot better now. I'm getting
Yeah,
better.
you're really getting good at it. I mean, yeah, and this was a very competitive match. Both men trading in the ring. Freaking Ishii saying, hit me harder, hit me harder. Again, Ishii brings out the best in his opponents, without a doubt. And I mean, at first I was like, no, not like this. Because as soon as he gets in the ring, what happens? He goes after the freaking turnbuckle post as Ishii is coming into the ring. I guess they call it Tom. Where's Jerry? I don't know. Anyway, he tried to use Ishii's shirt against him. At one point, he did try to go for the low blow. But again, it was mostly kept in the ring. There was no tape. And Toru Yano gave a fight to Ishii for his efforts, and that's what Ishii wanted. But I'm glad Ishii won, personally. That was a really interesting match. Mad respect to Toru Yano, who could still win this thing, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, he can.
All right. Moving on from there. All hail the Holy Emperor. Taiji, a guy who I see so much potential in, but has this constant chip on his shoulder. If he could harness it the right way, I could truly see him becoming a huge success in New Japan Pro Wrestling beyond what he is now, because he's already been never openweight champion. Go after the Intercontinental title again, or even potentially go after the heavyweight title. This was quite a match, though, too, in itself. Shenanigans aside, Taiji beat Juice Robinson with, of course, Black Mephisto. And it went over the 12 minutes. What I was very shocked by, though, is how Miho Abe got physically involved. What a slap! Why didn't she do that to Gedo when she threatened to hit him with brass knuckles the previous night, or low blow him? So, hey, Miho Abe's not just looks, even though she's very cute. She can also be a factor in the victory and get physical.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on this match, Juice Robinson and Taiji?
Taiji's very impressive. I would love to see him get a shot at the IWGP Heavyweight title. I think he's very impressive in this tournament. Like I said, he's had his good moments. He's had his bad moments. Like I said, there's a lot of potential here for a lot of great matchups later down the road for Okada from what I've seen so far. And it's going to be a long road for Okada because that's the way I feel about it right now. He's got a long road to keep that title until he gets to Wrestle Kingdom, if he gets that far. But we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out because this is getting to be very interesting. I think what this tournament does is showcases a lot of great talent, and you could also figure out in some ways the future for Okada later down the road as IWGP Heavyweight title, or for people like Naito who are the Intercontinental title or Intercontinental champion, or even Moxley who's the U.S. champion. You got a lot of potential here for a lot of future matchups, seeing some of these matches so far.
Road to Destruction is going to bring us a lot more beyond the G1 participants for sure. And it wouldn't surprise me during that point, some point, we get finally Minoru Suzuki versus Okada one-on-one for the title. Just saying. But anyway, yeah, Juice Robinson, he pulled everything out here. And, of course, you had Kanemaru, the heel master, in Taiji's corner as well. At one point, he tried to pull out the spit tick. He ended up getting a left hand for his troubles from Juice Robinson. The power rearranges by cuspids. And Miho Abe, I think she got assaulted verbally by Juice. I have no idea what Juice said at one point. But Taiji, pants came off, buzzsaw kick, Black Mephisto, and Taiji did pick up the win. Shenanigans aside, brings him up to 6, keeps Juice at 6. Everybody at 6 on the razor's edge, but still alive. Speaking of grudge matches, and this one was definitely that. He says the G stands for Goto, but Jeff Cobb and Goto are no strangers to each other, as this was for their rubber match between the two. Hiroki Goto and Jeff Cobb, they brought it. That was an intense affair. Went about 11 minutes, and Goto won, of course, with his GTR. I thought Cobb had him at one moment with a Tour of the Islands attempt, but nope. Hiroki Goto, once again, really proving something to himself, saying the G stands for Goto, and he moves up now, tied for second place with, I think, 3 others. That we get to soon. At 8 points, while Jeff Cobb's on the Razor's Edge with 6. Again, both men, I feel, have mutual respect for each other, but this match could have gone either way, in my opinion. What was your thoughts on Jeff Cobb versus Hiroki Goto?
I wanted Cobb to win. I thought Cobb was going to win the way it was going down, but my God, Godu, man, he was impressive. Like I said, he's right behind the leader, and it's going to be very interesting come next set of Block B matches. It's going to be very interesting to see what Godu does here.
No kidding. Speaking of block matches, everyone better be thankful that this guy won, despite Rocker Mail's dismay. And this match went over the 15-minute mark. And there was not mind games to begin with here. As John Moxley, he made sure he got his hands on Jay White. This guy physical quickly. And, of course, he wanted to put out a table. Razor's on like, okay, you know. He wants to end the fight. I feel like if the table came into play at one point, I feel like Moxley would have actually won here, but he didn't. And Jay White hands John Moxley his first. John Moxley, of course, doing the regal knee, and Jay White actually kicked out of that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. Jay White's going to freaking win this. He pulled out a couple of snap Death Riders. Still wasn't enough. Jay White took the blunt of all this punishment. John Moxley asking Gato to hit him with the brass knuckles, only for Gato to get basically dropped by freaking John Moxley. Gato, of course, playing difference maker again, moving that table all the way up to the ramp. Again, I feel like if that table came into play, it probably would have been a different result. But Jay White, he pulled it out with a Blade Runner. Jay White continues his proclamation of running the rest of this block, moves up to 8, tied in second with the other ones. John Moxley, still block leader, remains at 10, but now he has 2 losses to his degree. Kota Umino had no impact on the result either. This match was everything I thought it would be, and in the end, it went to the Switchblade. What are your thoughts on it?
I was very impressed with this match. I think this is my match of the night. I have all the respect for Moxley. I have been so happy that he left where he came from for the never far away land, as I call it right now. And he's reinvented himself. He's come back better than ever. I've been a big supporter of Moxley since he's back, but I will be honest, like I told you before we started recording, I actually started rooting for Jay White. And Moxley was my pick, but I started rooting for Jay White in this match because I was damn sure impressed with how Jay White was performing. There's a reason why he's former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Like I said, that man performed, and like I said, I liked the ending with the double middle fingers that Moxley was giving him, and then he hit this Blade Runner. I'm going to butcher this. Blade Runner, right?
Yes.
Did I say it right? Yeah, oh, God, thank God. I'm still learning all these guys' finishers, so bear with me. But he hit the Blade Runner. Like I said, damn good match. That was my favorite match of the night. I have to admit that, and I was very damn impressed with Jay White, and I'll have to admit I started rooting for Jay White, so I had to admit it.
My friend Courtney will be very happy with you on that. Go follow our podcast post, agree with the Switchblade, excuse me. Yeah, this match was very interesting, and again, Jay White, he played the mind games. He avoided Death Rider initially. He was like, hey, John Moxley, we're maintaining composure, but maintaining control for most of this match. I thought he had him with the regal knee, but somehow, it wasn't Gato that put up the ref. Somehow, Jay White kicked out. Again, very, very impressive showing, and Jay White keeps moving up, much to Rocker Romano's dismay.
Yep.
All right. Now, I know you said that was your match of the night. No, I'm sorry. This one, for me, was because, in my opinion, as Naito put it, I think Shingo's going to be the next leader of LIJ once Naito moves on. Because this was a grudge mix. Versus company who's there was like I can say those are just really who could hit the other one harder. This was my match of the night right here. Naito closing the show, giving Osaka the nice send off, and I would not mind you two going one-on-one again. So what are your thoughts on this match? Tetsuya Naito, Shingo Takagi, the main event.
I was happy Naito won. Like I said, I mean, like I said, I was getting from that rush of Moxley and Jay White, because that was a match of the night for me. But this match was damn good as well. Like I said, Naito got the win, which is important to me. Like I said, just because of my brackets, how I predicted everything. But I was happy Naito got the win. I was very impressed. It was a really damn good showing from the Intercontinental Champion. So I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, I don't know how Naito survived that punch, man. And we were within 3 minutes of a draw. Didn't happen. Yet to happen in this G1 Climax. A draw or a double countout. Every match has been a decision. By hook or by crook. Speaking of which, just go ahead.
We've had a count out. We had a count out, one count out, and we've had one disqualification so far.
Yeah, but that's still a decision, definitive 2-0 victory. There's been no one-on-ones. There's been no 0-0.
And there's been no double pins either.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Speaking of which, looking at the blocks, let's go ahead and run down the blocks so far before we run down our current scores in the league. So the official block looks like this. Kazuchika Okada leads the A block with 12 points. Zack Sabre Jr. eliminated with 6 points. Hiroshi Tanahashi still alive with 8 points. Kota Ibushi in second place with 10 points. He still could take the block. At this point, my bracket's ruined. I said Wasper was going to win. Now my pick is Kota. I'm just going to say that now. Evo still alive as well with 8 points. Everyone else is eliminated. As Sonata right now is 6. And Bad Luck Fale, Lance Archer, Will Ospreay each have 4. And Kenta, he has 8. But folks, here's how this works. There's what you call a tiebreaker in this. A tiebreaker comes down to have the block leader and the current person that ties them now met before. And it goes to the person that won that. Previously, Kenta and Okada have met, and in that match, Okada won. So unfortunately, since Okada is the current block leader and Kenta cannot face the current block leader, again, Kenta is eliminated from winning the G1. Speaking of which, we do have one person eliminated also from the B block, but this is just more of a score thing. B block stands like this. Our leader still is Jon Moxley with 10 points. But nipping behind him, we got a freaking 4-way tie with 8. Tetsuya Naito, Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroki Goto, and the Switchblade, Jay White. But nipping on the razor's edge, still alive, is practically everybody else. With Juice Robinson, Toru Yano, yes, Toru Yano can still win this block, believe it or not, Jeff Cobb, and Taiji. But not only that, there is one person, unfortunately, that is eliminated because he has 4 points at this moment, Shingo Takagi. So in my opinion right now, this truly could come down to, although I kind of hope it doesn't based on what's been happening to his neck when these two met, this still could come down to my B block winner, Tetsuya Naito, and while Ospreay is eliminated, it still could be coming Kota Ibushi vs. Tetsuya Naito again. With that said, Chris, you've been keeping up with the scores, so why don't you go ahead and tell everybody the scores and give me your thoughts on what you think the finals might be.
Okay, well, so far after 70 matches, we have good brother Chris, who has taken over lead. So just a statistic fact real quick, I had to leave from day 1 to day 11, and Noah made a good point. Anything can happen. So since day 12 and on, good brother Chris has been the lead. He's in first place right now with 42 out of 70 correct. He has 60% correct accuracy. I'm in second place right now with 36 out of 70 for 52% accuracy. Big Kaz is in third place with 35 out of 70 for 50% accuracy. Noah, you have 34 out of 70 for 49% accuracy. And last but not least, Cindy G. Oh, no, you're both tied for fourth. I'm sorry. Cindy has 34 out of 70 for 49% accuracy. Right. So, all in all, good brother Chris right now, for our predictions league right now, he's sitting real pretty as both his A block and his B block prediction winners are still alive in this tournament, where all we have is our B block winner that we predicted are still alive right now.
Curse you, good brother Chris. Daggum you. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and look at the next nights of action because, ladies and gentlemen, there are 4 days of block action left. So we're going to run down our predictions real quick for the next 2 days of block action, respectively, for both Block A and Block B, and then following that, we'll go from there. They are heading down to Suzuka, apologies if I butchered that, for the next 2 days of block action, and next up is Block A, coming up on Wednesday, August the 7th. Let's go ahead and go right into this. Thank you, New Japan Pro Wrestling, for the glance for the extra information. So, our first match is a first singles encounter. Sonata coming off the biggest upset, I think, and victory of the A block, beating the leader and the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Okada versus Everybody Dies, the guy that fell off the rails, Lance Archer. Sonata is currently 3-4. Lance Archer is 2-5. These two have not met each other before in a singles encounter. So it is vital for Lance Archer to actually get some points, although I think he doesn't care anymore. And Sonata, he just needs points to prove something to himself, I feel, at this point. I would actually love to see him win his remaining 2 matches. But with that being said, I did go with Sonata with the win on this. Chris Mace, and thank goodness only 2 matches left. That makes it a lot easier to read. You actually went with Lance Archer on this. What were your thought process in this match?
Because Lance Archer, like I said, after reading up about him, like, you gotta think, remember, I'm gonna tell everybody our videos, we had to do these about a week or so in advance. We're trying to figure out a storytelling for 91 matches. So this part of my story, I figured Lance Archer needed some impressive wins. I figured Sonata was a very credible opponent, so I picked Archer to win because that would be a very credible win because Sonata is very talented, and that would give him Archer a big win that would help him out in his career. That's why I went with Archer in that scenario.
Well, I mean, Archer, he pretty much has become the guy that claims everybody dies, but has failed to deliver, even though he still attacks the Young Lions and even the ref. I fear for Mahdi Azami because I feel like it's going to be rough for this match. He's going to get attacked again. With that, let's go ahead and run for everyone else's real quick. Chris Cass, he said for Lance and Sonata, he said Archer, so he's with you. Cindy, she said, oh my goodness, she said Sonata. Well, I know how big of a fan Cindy is of Sonata, so she went Sonata. And good brother Chris, he also went with Sonata as well. So it's a 3-2 split. We'll see what happens there with that match. All right, moving on from there. And I don't see this match go longer than 15 minutes. This is going to be interesting because we all know Chase Owens and Jado, apologies, folks, I'm tired, are not going to be far behind. And these men are not strangers to each other and have a ton of history. It is the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Bad Luck Fale. In overall singles record, it is 6-3 in Tanahashi's favor. But these guys have met now. It was going to be their 6th Climax clash. They have met on 5 previous occasions where it has gone in favor of Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now, Hiroshi's coming off a huge loss to Kota Ibushi. Still alive, though. He's 4-3. Bad Luck Fale could care less. He's 2-5. He's going to do whatever it takes to make sure no matter what, everyone's going to be too weak to take on the Switchblade, Jay White. But with that being said, you don't count out the ace. I just, in my opinion, cannot see the ace losing. I went with Hiroshi Tanahashi on this, and it looks like you did as well. Any further thoughts on this match?
Tanahashi's the ace. Like I said, after doing my research and learning so much about him, like I said, when I was looking at this lineup of the matchups here, I couldn't think of Bad Luck Fale to beat him at this point. Like I said, I picked Bad Luck Fale to get some wins. He got 1 win for me so far. That was all he's done so far, but I mean, it happens. But I figured at this point I went with Tanahashi.
All right, let's go ahead and see what else says here. Good brother Chris, he went with the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Cindy also went with the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Let's see what else we got here. And Chris, he also went with Hiroshi Tanahashi. So we all believe in the ace. I'm kind of surprised Cindy didn't go with Battle Fale since he is Bullet Club for life. But we all believe in the ace, despite what we think his knees are at. Those knees have got to be crumbled. Anyway, moving on from there, we got our first singles meeting. That is going to be interesting. Because here's the thing. Kenta must win. He has to win both. And Hulk Okada loses both. Because if Ibushi loses to Zack Sabre Jr., all those things, that gives Kenta a chance to take the A block. So with that being said, the aerial assassin versus Kenta, who we know not necessarily is nearly as fast or agile as Will Ospreay, but is definitely a hard hitter. I saw what these two were going at each other during the entire preview, and they could not wait to get a piece of each other. Will Ospreay is 5, Kenta is 4-3. Kenta bringing back his style of wrestling. Ospreay, he's trying to prove a point about junior heavyweights and doing whatever he can to win this. But with that being said, I went with the Aerial Assassin here. I went with Will Ospreay. Chris Mace, let's see, you also went with, looks like, yeah, you went with Will Ospreay as well. What was your thoughts on this match?
Because at this point of my storytelling, I figured Kenta had a good run with what I figured how I predicted him to win. He showed that he is back. Like I said, Ospreay, I would have figured he would have more points at this point. Unfortunately, he doesn't as storytelling goes, so he's not going to end up winning that Block A. But I still think it's going to be an incredible match. I think it's going to come down to one mistake between either Ospreay or Kenta. But I'm hoping Ospreay pulls it off. But you know what? If Kenta wins it, like I said, I won't be disappointed either because Kenta is back. I've been very damn impressed. So either way, I want Ospreay to win for my point, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kenta pulls off the win. So it's going to be a good match. This is one of the matches I'm actually looking really forward to watching here.
It'll be a technical classic versus an aerial assassin. Very interesting. Let's see what everyone else said here. Chris Cass went with Will Ospreay. Chris Wills went with Will Ospreay. And Cindy went with Will Ospreay. So it looks like we're all unanimous again here. And again, Will Ospreay, one of my all-time favorites, as you know, wrestlers in the world and out of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and just in general. So I got to go with him as well. Besides, I'm also a fan of Rhea Priestley, who is a currently full-time Stardom member, but also with AEW. Talk more about that later. All right. So next up, we have an interesting match here. These men are not strangers to each other. It is Kota Ibushi, the Golden Star, versus Zack Sabre Jr., and history has been in Kota Ibushi's favor. These two have met in 3 singles encounters overall, 3 and 2 in Ibushi's favor. As far as G1s go, beyond that, they met last year and the year before, and Ibushi won both. Ibushi has to keep a minimum distance to Okada. Thank you, New Japan Pro Wrestling, for the statistic. I got to thank Chris Charlton on this. He's got me behind this. But Ibushi loses and Okada wins his match this night. So, again, it is do or die for anybody now, especially in the A block. While the B block is much more balanced, Okada is the definitive factor in everybody's chance in the A block, having a glimmer of hope taking it. With that being said, I was not going to go against the Golden Star here. I went with Kota Ibushi. And you actually went with the submission specialist, Zack Sabre Jr. What are your thoughts on this match?
Because he's a submission specialist. That's why. I think he's going to be able to tap Ibushi out. And that's what I'm hoping and I'm predicting. I'm being very bold. I think he's going to tap out Ibushi. And if I'm right, I'm going to be very proud of myself. But this storytelling, Zack Sabre Jr. is a mat technician. He is, like I said, I'm trying to come up with a top 5 list in my brain of who I've been very impressed with. Even though he's had losses, like I said, that last big win he had versus Ospreay showed what Zack Sabre Jr. can do, and I think he can tap out Ibushi. So I'm waiting to see if I'm right or not.
Well, it's not a unknown that Ibushi has tapped out submission before to Zack Sabre Jr. So you're absolutely right. That is a possibility of that happening. But right now, I'm just not going against the Golden Star. I'm with him to the end. I personally hope he wins this. And spoiler alert, because we're not going to predict that night now, unless we choose to, I'm going to say he wins that last match too. But depending on time, we might just do all the nights, because why not? Anyway, let's go run down the block here. Chris Cass, he picked the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi. Cindy, she went with Zack Sabre Jr. Where is Taka, by the way? I missed the doggone entrance. Daggone it. And good brother Chris, he also went with Zack Sabre Jr. So again, we're at a point now where if you guys are right, Kota is likely going to be eliminated because of what can happen in this last match.
Yep.
Kazuchika Okada versus Evil, who has beaten the Rainmaker before. Let's look at this. Kazuchika Okada stands at 6-1, and Evil is 4-3. Overall singles record is 2-1 in favor of Okada, but G1 is 1-1. Of 2017 and 2018, they have traded victories. The keys are the following, folks. Evil must win. He has to win, and he has to win this last match with Lance Archer, and have Okada lose, and Ibushi in his final, while Kenta loses to Ospreay. There's a lot of dynamics here that are going to determine this A block. The bottom line here, it's against the Rainmaker. He's beaten him before. He has to do it again if he wants a chance of winning. Now, you have been very behind Evil. He's been one of those that for that reason, though, you are figuring at this point, according to your stories, he has to hit a roadblock you're figuring it's the champ. You went with Okada. What
Yes,
was
I did.
on this match?
Because when I was looking in the history of them, I knew they were both 1-1 against each other. And like I said, the dynamic here at this point is Okada. Like I said, I've told everybody before, and I'll keep saying it again, I had Okada losing matches in the beginning and winning more towards the end. Because I feel like as a champion, you don't have to win every match. He's been very damn impressive. He has shocked me how well he's performed in the G1. That loss to Sonata hurt him. I don't see him losing two big matches either after that big loss to Sonata. I love Evil. Like I said, I'll admit it now. He's my favorite wrestler on New Japan at this point. As much as I talk about Evil and praise him, so he's my favorite one. Y'all can like it or not. I ain't worried about it. Evil, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Evil won at this point. It would actually make me happy. But for my predictions, I picked Okada. I see Okada hitting the Rainmaker on him and beating him and making sure he's pretty much almost secured the G1 series at that point if he gets that win. Or I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to be bold here. I picked Okada, but this possibly could go to a 30-minute draw. We might finally get our first draw.
I mean, we've been waiting for it.
That would change the dynamic because if people lost and they had a draw, that would change the dynamic just a little bit.
It would have closed the block a little bit, too, with each man only getting 1 point. And to this point, we still have not had a draw. And I can figure at least a draw from last year's G1 and the previous one. Is this one finally going to deliver one within the last 4 days of block action? I'm not sure. But again, history would dictate that Okada has slightly more favoritism of winning this versus Evil. But in my opinion, this could really go, like you said, 50-50. And Evil has to win this if he wants a chance of taking the block. Let's go ahead and run everyone else.
A must win for Evil.
Well, yeah, massive win, too. Especially because his running mate in LIJ, Sonata, just beat Okada.
Mm-hmm.
If he does not beat Okada, Sonata has that pending victory over Evil now, and that's going to play on Evil's psyche for sure. Coming up later this year, I'm sure. All right, let's go ahead and run down everyone else's predictions here. Chris Cass, he went with the Rainmaker, Okada. But apparently, good brother Chris and Cindy, they are both LIJ. They went with Evil. So,
oh, wow, they went with Evil? Normally, I go with Evil.
I know, I guess we'll see what happens soon enough. But with that is the end of day 15 of block action.
So you went with Okada?
Yeah, Okada. Well, you know Okada's got me. He's the freaking champion.
Okay, I'm making sure.
Yeah, no problem. All right, let's go ahead and briefly move on for now to the next night. Day 16 of B block action, as we are closing in on who could potentially take the B block. But again, in my opinion, it's going to come down to the people with 8 points and John Moxley if they win or lose 2 matches. Let's go ahead and run through the next night real quick. B block action. Opening block match. It looks like it's the Hawaiian Juggernaut, Jeff Cobb versus Tetsuya Naito. Tetsuya Naito, one of the most sour starts of the G1, much to probably everybody's surprise, but has really gained momentum going forward. And I'm keeping it simple. I'm just going to say right now, Jeff Cobb, he's great. He's Ring of Honor. He's Kashimushi, apparently, according to him and Godo. They were figuring that out. But I went with Tetsuya Naito for the win here, and so did you. Any further thoughts on this match?
It's going to be a good match. I'm just waiting to see it. That's all my thoughts are on this match. I'm not quite sure how it's going to really play out, but we're going to have to wait and see. I'm kind of curious about this one. This is one of those matches I'm not quite sure what to think of yet, so it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. All right, let's go ahead and run through everyone else's real quick. Good brother Chris, he picked Tetsuya Naito. Cindy went with Tetsuya Naito. And Chris Cass, let's see here. He went with Tetsuya Naito as well. So we're all on board with the IWGP Intercontinental Champion following his destino, excuse me. And I guess we'll see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and move on right from there. All right, this is going to be interesting. Is John Moxley going to just lose the rest of the way, and thus the B block remains open? Is Godo going to prove that the G and C1 stands for Godo? Or is Moxley going to be on the rebound again as we head towards the epic conclusion between him and Juice, which in my opinion is going to be one of 2 determinants of the B block at this point. It's John Moxley versus Hiroki Goto. Hiroki Goto again, representing LA Dojo, trying to prove a point. John Moxley, reinvented, is definitely a thinking man's wrestler. He approaches every match differently, just like Jay White. But Jay White apparently had the stronger game. the heelish game. But with that being said, let's see who you picked first. You went with Hiroki Goto. What was your
Yep.
thoughts on this match?
Because this is the point of my story. He was going to get a big loss. That's why I was aggravated with Yano with my prediction that Yano got it, because I was swearing it was going to be Goto that was going to do it and was going to pull up an upset. But now this is going to be more interesting now, because he lost by sorry. He lost by a count out to Yano. He had lost a good hard fight to White. This is going to be interesting now. Is he going to keep going on a downward spiral? Because Goto got some momentum. Can he pull off that upset? I think he's going to pull off that upset, keep Moxley at 10, and this is going to go down to the final day of B block to see who wins. Because everybody already knew, I already picked Moxley to win the Block B winner, but my story that he was going to have a draw and he was going to have a loss, this is why I picked him to lose too, so I'm sticking with my pick, because I think with him losing momentum, this is Goto's chance to get this win. I think he's going to pull it off.
All right, very bold. Okay. But I am going to disagree with you here, because I said after seeing Jon Moxley's early start, I saw him having a strong finish. I could see Jon Moxley finishing the rest of the block. We already know he claimed victory over Robinson previously, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Because why not? Let's just go ahead and finish our predictions. And then Goto, I believe, he's had a strong showing, but this is really going to prove some of the goal right. Goto and Moxley meet down the line for the IWGP US title following this in a redemption match. I simply went with Jon Moxley for the winner, especially after losing 2 matches in a row. One by management, other by physical affair. I don't think he's going to do 3 in a row. Loss. That's my opinion. Let's see what anyone else picked. Chris Cass, he went with the Death Rider Jon Moxley. Lovely Cindy G. She went with Jon Moxley. And good brother Chris, you are not the odd one out. He went with Hiroki Goto. Man, I just realized good brother Chris's bracket has one of the lowest scores for Jon Moxley. But we'll see what happens. I guess bottom line, some people just didn't see Jon Moxley keeping up with professional wrestling in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Boy, has he proved a lot of people wrong. All right. There we got, oh boy. Well, we got the Switchblade, Jay White, Juice Robinson. Now, Juice Robinson, we know he's got his last match against Jon Moxley. I can only imagine what that's going to wear on his mind heading into this, especially because he has one of the lowest scores right now, 6 points. He needs this victory to stay alive. But you got Jay White proclaiming he is going to run the rest of the block. Not to mention these two have huge history of each other, coming up as young lions. This is not the first time, obviously, these two have met each other in the ring either. And I'm sure both of them have dismayed for each other as well. But with that being said, I did go with the Switchblade, Jay White, for the win. And so did you. What is your thoughts on Jay White versus Juice Robinson? Do you see this being the point where Juice Robinson is done?
Yes. Yes, I do, because like I said, this point, Juice Robinson's been losing some momentum at this point during the G1. Jay White has the momentum right now. During my storytelling, I figured Juice Robinson was going to take a devastating loss, and then towards the last day, what we get to here in a little bit, the last day, it was going to come down to the wire, and he has one final showdown, the last match of Block B for redemption against a certain individual, which we'll get into later. So I figured at this point in my storytelling, he needed to have a devastating loss. That way he could try to focus and then have a reason to try to redeem himself to get to with the final day. So that's why I went with Jay White to win. That was my prediction with my storytelling.
All right, well, enough, as I think Wright has met his score now, I believe, since his last G1, so it wouldn't surprise me. Let's go see what everyone else picked here. Yep, I'm just going to say right now, we're all breathing with the Switchblade. Everybody picked Jay White to win this one, thus moving him up to 10 points, and Jay White, and Juice Robinson would be eliminated, only having 6. Which means, you're right, the last match would literally come down to redemption. But before we get into all that, there's one match left to conclude this night. We keep saying what match could lead to a draw. I keep saying his head's made of concrete. It's Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pit Bull, main eventing versus the Dragon, Shingo Takagi. I'm just going to say this right now. There's no way this match goes less than 25 minutes, in my opinion. Because not only do both these men want to prove to each other who's the harder hitter, Tomoe Ishii's going to want Shingo to hit him as hard as possible. Both men are not afraid to trade blows and trade lariats. I don't know so much if Shingo does headbutts as Ishii at this point, but I know one thing's for sure. One man's going to go to either 10 or one man's going to go to either 6 and just be like, I beat the never openweight champion. Let me challenge for this title. But with that being said, I cannot go against the Stone Pitbull on this. I went with Tomohiro Ishii. You did not. You went with Shingo Takagi. What was your thought?
Oh, Lord.
What was your thoughts on this match?
Oh, Lord. Just from my storytelling, I figured at this point Ishii was, I'm trying to remember because I don't have my sheet with me to remember exactly what I had him at points at this point, but I figured he was going to pick up a big win over Ishii, and that's why I picked him.
Yep, a little bit. All right. Let's see what everyone else said here. Shingo Takagi, Tomohiro Ishii. Chris Cass, he picked Ishii. Cindy, Shingo Takagi versus Tomohiro Ishii. 1 and 2. Okay, that's just typo. She picked The Dragon, Shingo Takagi. All right, bold, L-I-J. And let's see here. Good brother Chris, he picked Tomohiro Ishii. Wait, is that typo? No, I'm reading it right. Yeah, he picked Tomohiro Ishii as well. So we'll see what happens here. The bottom line is this: I want Tomohiro Ishii to get to that point and main event the G1. But I feel like it's going to be natural at this point. I just really want Tomohiro Ishii versus Okada for the top. He deserves to be IWGP Heavyweight Champion. One of my favorites. One of the hardest hitters and pure wrestlers in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And brings the best out of everybody. Whether he likes them or not. He just wants a good fight. He wants you to hit him hard. Prove something to him. He dares you. All right. You know what? The hell with it. We literally will have only 1 day of block action left.
Hey, didn't we miss a match? We predicted Naito, we predicted Goto and Moxley, we predicted White and Grubbs, and we predicted that we're missing a match.
Sorry. I literally jumped down. I forgot. How could I forget about this guy? Toru Yano versus Taiji. You're right. I totally forgot. Man.
Mm-hmm.
That'll fry my brain. But you can also tell Toru Yano is affecting my brain, too. I forgot he was a wrestler. Okay. Toru Yano versus Taiji. Neither of these men, they're not afraid to go to shenanigans. I think the most curious thing is how Toru Yano will interact with Miho Abe towards what I think is going to be his victory against the guy. I went with Toru Yano beating Taiji, and I don't see this match going longer than 5 minutes, if that. You, however, also went with Toru Yano as well. What was your thoughts on this match? Apologies, folks.
Because Yano is interesting and entertaining, and I figured he could pull up an upset win here, so that's why I was going with Yano. And that as much as I've gone with my moments with him, with like, what is he? Oh, God. He's shown some impressiveness in the last couple matches. I mean, he got that big win. Whether it was by count, hook or by crook, he got a win over Moxley. I'm going to be kind of more interested to see if he might end up getting a U.S. title match against Moxley because of that win. We'll see.
Very, very bold. All right, let's see what everyone else picked here. Good brother Chris, he went with Toru Yano. Let's see. Cindy, she went with Taiji. All right. Chris Cass also went with Taiji. So apparently they're thinking the mic stand or whiskey is going to come into play. We'll see what the turnbuckles are named. Maybe it'll be like Margaret and Stan. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's the last match of that night. Apologies. You know what? The fact of the matter is this. These 2 nights can determine who remains in the block and who can win the block. But again, anything can happen. We did this out of the limb from the very beginning before the G1 started, putting our entire brackets down the line. Let's just go ahead and run through our predictions real quick for the last 2 days of block action. And then we'll talk about our theoretical finals versus what we think is going to be the final and our overall winner. So why don't we just go ahead and predict the final 2 days of block action, because regardless of results, our results can still stand because we already filled out our brackets, but it could determine, again, winners, losers, possible comebackers as we figure out what can happen with G1 Climax 30. So, wow, I can't believe this is the main event. The opener of this night is Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi. You've got to imagine that these are literally your top 2 to probably take this block. These 2 are not each other. Kazuchika Okada, IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Kota Ibushi trying to ascend to that level, become IWGP Heavyweight Champion. This match could potentially be, I feel like, my match of the night, which really surprises me why it's the opener versus the closer. Or maybe that's just the way the card looks. I'm just going right down the line. But so far, these cards have stuck to the way they look. But enough bantering about the card outlook. I did go with this is the pinnacle moment that I feel like Kota Ibushi could win this match. So with that said, I did go with the Golden Star for the win. You also went with the Golden Star for the win. What was your thoughts on this match?
Oh, my thought was he was going to get this big win from the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. So even if he doesn't win, he'll set up a future match for him for the title.
Yeah, because you got to imagine he's going to be a contender for the title. He's got to be, all right? He's got to face him for the title somewhere during Brothers Strikes if he doesn't win this. But I truly hope he does take the block. All right, let's go ahead and see what anyone else said here. Cindy went with the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. Chris Cass went with the Rainmaker, Okada. And good brother Chris, he went with a draw. So could we potentially draw the last day of A block action? With these two, that's a very high possibility. There's been a number of possibilities for a draw. We've seen how close a draw can get within 30 seconds. But we also know how far Kota Ibushi and Okada can really take punishment and try to bring the best out of each other.
Yeah.
More than one Rainmaker, I feel like, to put down this Golden Star. Especially if he digs into that dark reservoir of his mind and just sits up with a blank stare. You know Okada is going to be in for some punishment. So we'll see what happens. Following this is going to be interesting. Well, he uses the high-fly flow, but can he fly higher than the Arrow Assassin? It is the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, versus Will Ospreay. Hiroshi saying he's going to repeat what he did last year. Ospreay said he's just going to come out here and do the best he possibly can. Because, again, no matter what, there's no way Ospreay can win. And it was at this point I felt like Ospreay was going to meet his end as far as his streak goes in one of his losses. I went with the ace on this one. You also went with the ace on this one. What is your thoughts on this match?
Because this is where I see towards the end, because I originally picked him to win Block A, which obviously is not happening. But I figured at this point he was going to take a loss to the ace, oh my good lord, I'm about to go, Tanahashi. I was about to go brain dead for a second. But yeah, I figured he was going to take this loss at this point of the match. He was going to be good enough ahead where he was actually going to win, so he could afford to take the loss here and maybe set up a matchup later down the road. Had he won the whole thing like I predicted he was going to do, and he could have set up a match with Tanahashi later down the road and put that title shot on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely agree. All right, let's go ahead and run down what else's predictions real quick. Cindy went with the ace. Chris Willis went with Ospreay. And Chris Cass, he went with a draw. I honestly cannot see Hiroshi Tanahashi going to a draw in either of his remaining matches. The closest I feel like he would have gone to a draw with would have probably been with Kota because they did go past the 30-minute mark in last year's finals. This match didn't hit 30 minutes. So I just don't see a draw happening. But good luck, Chris. Very bold. All right, moving on from there. Kenta versus Zack Sabre Jr. First time ever encounter. Kenta, Zack Sabre Jr. They both can pull out submissions. Zack Sabre Jr., not necessarily the strongest striker, but knows how to counter virtually every single strike, it seems. I think it's really going to come down to who can pull out the submission. I think it's going to be a submission-based victory here. I don't think it's going to put him to sleep. With that being said, I went with Kenta for the win. You went with Zack Sabre Jr. for the win here. What was your thoughts on this match?
Because he's a submission specialist, like I said earlier, and I figured that at this point Kenta was going to have his good showing, and it was time for Zack Sabre Jr. to get another big win. I figured he was going to be able to tap out Kenta as well, so that's why I went with Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay, let's see what everyone else said here. So it looks like Cindy, she went with She went with Zack Sabre Jr. Good brother Chris went with Zack Sabre Jr. And Chris Cass went with Kenta. All right. Just a couple of, I went out, not you.
Not this time.
This is going to be interesting. You like Evil. He's a heavy, hard hitter that can fill Fs, but so does his opponent, Lance Archer. If Lance Archer pull a blackout from the top rope on Evil, that is potentially the way he could win this. But with that being said, I went with Evil, ending with everything is evil for the victory to win this one. You did not. You went with Lance Archer. Your thoughts on this match? Did you see Lance Archer being like one of the prime block leaders at this point?
No, I didn't, but I figured during the last day, like I said, reading up on Archer, as much as I love Evil, I was thinking Archer was going to pull up this victory and get a big win here, so that's why I picked Archer.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and see what everyone else picked here. So, good brother Chris, he went with Evil. Cindy, she also went with Evil. I know, yeah, she went with Evil here. A typo on her part. And let's see here. Chris Cass, he also went with Evil. I like how Chris Cass used the word approach, actually. Maybe I should do that next year, but I digress. So, it looks like everyone went
I'm the
with...
odd one out.
Yeah, it has to happen, right? Now,
I know, and it's my favorite wrestler. I'm the odd one out, too. That's the weird thing.
I mean, I don't think that's necessarily weird if you're your favorite wrestler. I'm sure you're going to be all one out more often than not. Now, this match is going to be odd to me, in my opinion, because these two men are not strangers to each other. And Sonata, he's at a point where he just needs to get wins. I'm not sure how far this can go, because I'm not that familiar with how much history Bad Luck Fale and Sonata have, if any, outside tags. It's Sonata versus Bad Luck Fale, the Rogue General. What can the Rogue General gain by beating Sonata here? I honestly don't see anything being gained. And with that, I feel like at this point, based on my bracket, Sonata was going to just run the block for the last 3 matches. I went with Sonata on this one. You also went with Sonata on this one. Your thoughts on this match?
Because I figured Sonata at this point, well, like I said, he was going to have a pretty good showing, but he hasn't so far. But like I said, after a big win with Okada, everything like that, I think he's trying now at this point to get points up on the board, so that way he needs this win so he can build some more momentum, especially since he has beat Okada. And if he stays that way and he ends up being the only one to beat Okada, that should easily put him in line for a future title shot for the IWGP Heavyweight title, because he can go bragging saying, I'm the only one who beat Okada during the G1.
True. Unless my prediction comes true here and the Golden Star beats Okada, but that'd be a whole different story. And we've already seen Ibushi versus Sonata, and saw how that went. Coda won. So, with that being said, let's see what everyone else said about this match. Blah, blah, blah. Good brother Chris, he went with Sonata. Chris Cass went with Sonata. And Cindy went with Sonata. So, we all believe in Sonata here. The Rogue General will meet his match. Now, here's just an odd question. Is there any possible chance Sonata can actually put Bad Luck Fale in a Paradise Lock? Highly unlikely in all likelihood, in my opinion.
That'd be interesting to see if he can.
I just can't see that. He's so big. I mean, that would be the world's biggest Paradise Lock. Just saying. And by the way, these last 3 days of block action and finals are taking place, of course, from Budokan, which is the final location of the G1, and what everybody wants to ascend to towards the final. But before the final, as we are going to talk about our A block winner, because now we're done with A block predictions, there's one night of block action left, and that is the B block, day 18, I think. I lost count.
Day 18.
Day 18. Thank you. So here we go to determine potentially our B block and to determine our finals. Jeez. First match, right out the gates. I don't think much needs to be said here. Juice Robinson versus Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley, freaking coming in New Japan Pro Wrestling. First match, beats the guy for the title, redefines Juice Robinson's outlook and little physical look since that day. He has been a totally brand new Juice Robinson, and Jon Moxley has put everybody on notice. Don't piss him off. Don't take me lightly. This is a match of redemption for Juice at this point. That's all it can be. For Moxley, it could be the decider for him winning the block, because I feel like it's highly likely that we got 2 scenarios here, which I'll talk about soon. But with that being said, is this the redemption match for Juice Robinson? In my opinion, no, it is not. I went with Jon Moxley for the win. You also did too. What is your thoughts on literally this rematch that has been Waiting since the freaking Dominion show.
Because I figured at this point in my storytelling, as we talked about earlier, that I had picked Moxley to get a draw. That didn't happen, but I did pick Moxley to get a loss for a go-to, but Yano beat him, and he's got another loss as well. So therefore, at this part of my story, though, I had it being coming to the final day. I had Moxley having to beat Juice Robinson, making this a must-win because my predictions had him and Naito being neck and neck, and Moxley needed this win so that way he could advance and become the Block B winner. So that's why I picked Moxley in my storytelling. So I picked it to come down and have some suspense towards the last day of the Block B and have Moxley pull off the win and get him to be the winner of Block B.
All right. Let's go ahead and run down everyone else's real quick then. So Chris Cass, he went with John Moxley. Chris Willis went with Juice Robinson. And potentially I could see that happening because as John Moxley prepares for AEW, he's probably going to defend the IWGP US title before then. If Juice wins, boom, immediate rematch I could see during the night of the finals. Because obviously the finals is not going to be the only match of that night. It's just the only one known of at this point. Blank versus blank. Anyway, and Cindy, you bold lady. She went with a draw. She believes that this match can go the 30-minute pace. And boy, wouldn't that be a surprise. And also would tell me these two are not done with each other yet. Not by a long shot. We will see. All right, moving on from there are two men that are also not strangers to each other and have much more history, and I feel like truly bring out the best out of each other and is the best combination. It's Tomohiro Ishii versus Taiji. Again, Tomohiro Ishii previously faced Taiji for the number one title, beat him. He respects Taiji. He feels like Taiji needs to stop these shenanigans, get that chip off his shoulder. I want you to bring your best. I want you to come at me. Hit me hard, he says. In their last encounter, though, like I said, Tomohiro Ishii won. This is Tomohiro Ishii versus Taiji. You know I'm Suzuki-gun. You know I'm a fan of Taiji. You know I believe he has so much potential, just like Ishii does. It is for that reason that I feel like if nothing else happened before this, and my freaking run for Taiji was very mixed at this point, if nothing else happened before this, this was the match I believe Taiji was going to win. I went with Taiji on this one. And let's see what you went with. You went with the Stone Pit Bull. This was the only time I was going to back against Stone Pit Bull, by the way, close to this length. But you went with the Stone Pit Bull, Tomohiro Ishii. What was your thoughts on this match?
Because as impressive as Taiji's been, I think Ishii is going to get this win, and he's going to keep moving on. I think we talked about this, I can't go back to my notes. I'm writing down notes as I go. But like I said, Ishii's got a chance to win it. Like I said, Ishii needs this win. So at this part of my story, I didn't have Ishii being nowhere near a chance to win at this point, but he's got a chance to win right now. So, but at this point, I think my storytelling, this was an exciting match. I just picked Ishii because I found it interesting, and I figured he was going to win. So this part of my story here.
Fair enough. Yeah, and again, Ishii has had a great run in this. I feel like he's got to end at least with maybe 10 points realistically. But again, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Let's go ahead and see what everyone else picked here. Cindy went with the Stone Pit Bull, Tomohiro Ishii. Good brother Chris went with Taiji. And Chris Cass also went with Taiji. So it looks like three of us know the pants are going to come off. It's going to get serious, and this match could go distance, but we believe in Taiji. Now here's the thing. Is he going to pull out the Iron Finger of Doom again? Because he hasn't this match with Naito, much to my surprise. He felt like there's too much power in this. You need to go back home. Yet he still always has it with him. What next match is it going to take for him to use that again? And is that the difference maker in winning versus losing? I'm just saying. We'll see soon enough. All right, moving on from there. Oh, I almost thought it was Coca Cabana. Never mind. It's Toru Yano versus Jeff Cobb. Toru Yano, spoiler maker, still has a chance to win this block. Jeff Cobb, not a guy that necessarily takes nonsense, but has had mixed fortunes in the G1. And honestly, Toru Yano, he could potentially win this year, which is why I picked him to win. You did as well. Your thoughts on this match?
So we both picked Yano to win here?
Yes, we did.
Oh, well, that's cool because I thought I'd pick Cobb, but that's fine by me because Yano's been doing something right in the last couple matches. So I think here is because, like I said, he's been he said he's very entertaining. It's very interesting to see what he does. But like I said, after that last match he just had where he actually showed wrestling, he can pull this win off, and I wouldn't be mad at it at all. Like I said, Yano's been one of those X factors to me. It's one of those, what is he? Oh my God. What is this? Oh my God. It's one of those head not back down, back down. Oh Lord. But he can pull this upset off, and like I said, this would be a good, if he can run this and actually win these last few matches, that'd be very impressive for him, and that could help get him motivated down the line here and see what he does.
Indeed. Okay, let's see what everyone else picked here. We got Cindy with Cobb. Go figure. Hey, Jeffrey. We got good brother Chris with Cold. And we got Chris Cass also with Cobb. So this should be very interesting here. Not like Cobb can actually win the block, but I mean, hey, 2 points over the spoiler maker. That would be very interesting, ending with 8 points. And Toriano, he sticks down with 6, which is not bad. Halfway run through. Well, not a run through, but anyway, I digress. All right, this is going to be interesting. Just look at this picture. I'm like, who's got the bigger arms here? Hiroki Goto versus Shingo Takagi. Shingo Takagi coming off one of the top contenders, I feel like, for match of the G1. Hiroki Goto once again trying to prove the G in G1 stands for Goto. This match can be one of the longest matches of the night, in my opinion. And it's going to come down to who can hit the other one harder. It's going to be a challenge of lariats, in my opinion. With that being said, I actually did go with Hiroki Goto for the win here. You went with the Dragon, Shingo Takagi. What is your thoughts on this match?
I think at this point, like I said, getting towards the end of this, my storytelling is I wanted to have, this is going to be a very interesting match to me and a better entertaining match. So at that point, I just went to oh my God, I'm going to butcher his name now. I haven't butchered anybody's name in a while. Tagati to pick up the win here. So that's what I figured at this point.
Yeah, we're both pretty much tired at this point. I mean, we've made it all the way through this. I still can't believe how we did that. And we're literally in the final stretch. With that, let's see what everyone else said here. Good brother Chris, he said, I'm looking, apologies. Good brother Chris said Shingo Takagi. All right. Cindy, what did you say? You said Shingo Takagi. And, of course, Chris Cass. He went with Goto. So we'll see what happens here. We got mixed ballots. Bottom line is this. After that Naito match, nobody is going to underestimate Shingo Takagi. And like Kevin Kelly says, there's a reason Shingo Takagi, when he's on the card, he sells out arenas or wherever there are, stages and sets. That match, a Shingo Takagi match, is something worth seeing. But this right here is going to be the reason worth seeing because, in my opinion, this match alone is going to determine B block winner. It's Tetsuya Naito versus the Switchblade.
Mm-hmm.
Could this go to a draw? Could this be the decider? Could this be what finally makes Rocky Romero a fan of LIJ, even with Bushi in it, his least favorite person in New Japan Pro Wrestling? Yes, he likes him less than Jay White, folks. And then Jay White proclaiming he's going to run the rest of the block, win this thing, go on to win the G1, and become, once again, IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Do you believe in me? Do you believe with the Switchblade? At this point, it's highly likely. Because if Jon Moxley loses to Juice Robinson and Jay White wins this, he would potentially win the tie because he beat Jon Moxley if he's still the block leader.
Mm-hmm.
Tie. So, again, this is one of 2 matches in the remaining day of the league block that will determine the winner for me. Because honestly, I feel like at this point, it's got to be Naito versus White to win this block. So, here we are. Which one did I pick for this match? Alone, at this point. I went with the Switchblade, Jay White. Why? Because everything the man says, he backs up. Did I see him winning this block? No, I saw him coming damn close. My theoretical score was 12 for him and 14 for freaking Naito. In my opinion, I thought he was going to tie with Jon Moxley in second and Ishii. My top 4 for this was Naito, Ishii, White, and Moxley, with Naito taking the whole thing, 14 over the rest with 12. But I ranted enough. That being said, you went with also the Switchblade Jay White. So here we are, Chris. Let's just break it out now. Your thoughts on this match, and who do you see the winner of the B block?
I went with Moxley to win. He still got the chance to win. Like I said, I predicted him to lose the go-to. I said I predicted this to come down to the final day with the Moxley and Naito. That's how I told my story. I don't remember what I have for White as points as I predicted in points. I don't remember off the top of my head, so I don't have. You have it in front of you.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong block. For White, you had you did. You had 12. Your actual leader was Moxley with 15. Then you had Naito with 13 and White with 12. Those are your top three.
Yep. So this is coming down to the wire because now you got White here who, if he gets his win over Naito, he's got the tiebreaker to Moxley. So even if he can catch up to Moxley and Moxley loses or draws, because like I said, if he draws and White wins, he'll get, as long as White wins out, he'll get 1 point up on Moxley. It's easily a possibility that White could pull this off and win. I went with White because I picked it to be Moxley and Naito coming down to this last day, this final story, the final chapter. I picked it to be Moxley winning and Naito losing against Jay White, so Moxley would get in. That's what I predicted. I'm staying with my prediction that Moxley will win because I just have that feeling Moxley will win the B block, and I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking with my guns on that.
Bold. It's officially in there. That's your proposed. We are going to see what happens come the end of freaking Saturday night or Sunday, excuse me, as of time zones. Anyway, let's go ahead and run for everyone else's final match, final top three proposals, and block winners at this point real quick. Starting with Chris Cass. He went with Tetsuya Naito for the win, which does surprise me because he is a huge, huge proponent, Chris Cass is, of LIJ. And his final scores were the following for his top three I'm looking at here. He had Naito taking the B block with 14, and then he had a tie for second between JY and John Moxley with 12, and a tie for third between Goto and Ishii. So overall, he thinks Naito's going to take this block and this match. Let's go ahead and see what Cindy thinks at this point. Man, JY for Tetsuya Naito, we have finally made it to the end. Holy frickin' mackerel. She went with the Switchblade, Jay White, ending with an impressive score of 15, tying with John Moxley, only for John Moxley to take the tiebreaker, which we know can't happen. But her proposed winner for the B block is John Moxley. And as far as her second place goes, in third place, she just has a tie for second here between Naito and her boy. Nope, not her boy, Shingo Takagi, excuse me. So, right now, John Moxley, her B block winner still stands as a chance. Naito still stands a chance. So there's my B block winner. Your B block winner, John Moxley, still stands a chance. And Chris Cass' B block winner, Naito, still stands a chance. As well as good brother Chris's B block winner standing a chance. He also picked Tetsuya Naito. And for this match, he picked Tetsuya Naito to win. Ending out his B block with the top scores of, let's see here, Tetsuya Naito with 16. Second place being Jay White with 14. And third place being Hiroki Goto with 12. With that being said, that literally concludes the final day of B-Block action in the G1 and the final days of block action overall for the G1 Climax. Which brings us to our final. So this is it. We're now going to go through our proposed final, and then we're going to look at the theoretical realistic final and talk about our theoretical winner and the overall actual winner, at least me and Chris Cass. I'm just going to read my graphic. Before I talk, because we're going to talk obviously in a moment here, let's go ahead and look at everyone else's here. So, rounding this out, let me just sum it like this. Good brother Chris believes the A block winner will be Tanahashi, B block winner will be Tetsuya Naito, both have the capabilities. He believes Naito is going to take the entire G1, thus going towards his destiny of winning both belts and main eventing the Tokyo Dome. Again, following that, Cindy. Cindy. Well, her A block's ruined. She went with Sonata to win the A block, but she still has a chance to take B block with John Moxley. But unfortunately, she's eliminated. She thought that the G1 winner was going to be Sonata. I'm sorry, Cindy. Sonata's just going to have to try another method. And finally, Chris Cass for us. He went with B block, Tetsuya Naito, still capable. A block winner, not capable. Will Ospreay, so But his overall winner could still take this thing as he picked Tetsuya Naito as well to take the entire G1 Climax and claim his Destino. Which brings us to me and you. All right.
And we both picked the same, so you can just read us off, but we both picked
the same exact thing. We both are screwed in the A block because we both claimed Ospreay was going to give us the upset again, go all the way, and somehow take the block and face our proposed winners for the B block, mine being Tetsuya Naito, yours being Jon Moxley. But regardless, we thought Will Ospreay was going to win the G1. So our theoretical winner and A block winner is dead. I am still committed to my B block winner. I'm not going to change it. I theoretically believe still Tetsuya Naito can take this. As far as my A block winner, at this point, I just got to say it. I feel like it's not going to end between these two until one of them knows where they're going for Wrestle Kingdom. I feel like right now the A block win will go to Kota Ibushi, and it will come down to Kota Ibushi versus Tetsuya Naito in the finals in Budokan with my theoretical winner of the G1, Kota Ibushi. There it is. Chris, who is your theoretical winner now for the A block? Do you still commit to your B block winner? And who do you see winning the G1 Climax?
I commit to my B block winner with Jon Moxley winning. I'm not going to give up on that. The storytelling hasn't played out the way that I thought it would, but it is going to come down to that last day, which is what I predicted on my storytelling. And so that has come true. Because if you read mine off earlier, it's come down to my top three was going to be Moxley, Naito, and White. It's going to come down to those three right there towards the end. Anything could happen, but I'm sticking with Moxley because, like I said, I don't think he's going to win the B block in my feeling. But I think the A block winner right now, it might shock you. I'm going to agree with good brother Chris and say the Golden Star.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna go with the Golden Star to get it. I'm gonna go with the Golden Star to win it and set up Okada versus the Golden Star at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, and imagine that match. My gosh, what an incredible main event waiting to happen. And Kota finally ascends to where Tanahashi wants him to be. But theoretically, we might be freaking getting Okada versus Moxley. Imagine that. Because this
that may be possible too.
No time limit. Remember, the finals of the G1 is no time limit. They could go all night. If Okada and Moxley meet in the finals and go over the 30-minute mark, you can guarantee Moxley will be involved in Wrestle Kingdom on the main card. But in my opinion, I personally hope that Kota Ibushi wins. And honestly, you want to know what my next match for Moxley is going to be after this that I want to see? I want Jon Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki. Because everybody has compared his wrestling style to Suzuki-gun's own Minoru Suzuki, who they said he takes some of his style and contributes to the King as well. I need to see Minoru Suzuki versus Jon Moxley. But with that officially ends our G1 predictions for the official winner. So, folks, stay tuned, because once this is all over and I come home next week, Monday night, we are going to do a final simple take on our overall winner and reaction to the G1 Climax, who impressed us the most, what we hope to see come Wrestle Kingdom, and who takes the Team ADQ G1 game first time ever overall. Good luck to you, Cindy, Chris Willis, and Chris Cass. Good luck to me as well. I'm going to need it. But with that, we are officially done here. So, Chris, thank you again, sir. Good luck. It has been an esteemed honor to work with you on this year's G1. We definitely got to do this again come next year for this particular event. There's still more to come this year, but again, this is only one time a year. Thank God. Anything you want to plug, and where can people find you?
Well, first thing first, I do want to say, though, too, I said it earlier, but I'm going to reiterate, though, right now, as of right now, recording this video, good brother Chris got a 6-point lead. Also doing some numbers and by the books and list everything. He's got the best chance of winning the predictions championship right now because he's sitting pretty with his Block A and Block B predictions winner. He is sitting pretty right now, better than all of us. But like I said, for his first year doing this and my first year doing this, I know I've had a lot of fun doing this. I thank y'all for letting me be a part of this. It's been a great experience. And like I said, I hope at the end, whether win, lose, or draw, if I get to 50%, I'm going to be happy. That was my goal, was to at least get 45 out of 90 right before the final. So I think I should be able to do that. But like I said, it's been a blast because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's about wrestling and it's about having fun with this. And this is why I suggest everybody, if you're doing prediction leagues, leave your comments down below. Let's see how y'all been doing on predictions so far. Let's hear some of your thoughts, your highlights of the best matches you've seen so far. Because I've been very impressed with this, and I would recommend anybody to watch the G1 series. You want great wrestling, watch G1 series. This has been a phenomenal experience. So I thank y'all for inviting me to be part of this, and it's been a great experience. But for plugs, like I said, just support the NX team, support Aftermatch Wrestling. They do great work as always. Support Colin Andrews, the Chopping Block. He said he does great work as well. Support Cindy G with the Ladies in ODQ. She does great work as well. She might be the Duchess of ODQ, but she's the queen of the NX team. I'm gonna keep saying that. I know good brother Chris, I think, calls her Selena or something, if I remember that right. But support good brother Chris too. He's a great addition to the NX team. He's the funniest person you'll ever see on any of these videos. He's full of energy, full of life. Support AEW Nation Facebook page. I think they're at, you're going to correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're at over 11,000 now. I keep wanting to add 1,000
right.
to them.
Right.
I keep wanting to add numbers to them. And support James and Owen. I gotta make sure I don't say James Owen, so it sounds like one name. Support James and Owen. Mine and Owen's predictions videos are going to be coming out here later this week before the two big events, along with, like I said, we got a lot of wrestling this week, so it's going to be entertaining. While Noah's off playing around in Toronto, I got to pay attention to G1. So you have fun. You deserve this trip, so you have fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
And like I said, last but not least, like I said, support this man. I'll let him plug his channel. Support this man. This man has done great work. He works his butt off. He constantly puts out content, and he's a big advocate of not everything wrestling, including 205 Live matters, which, like I said, I stood up for my good friend here. I stood up for him with 205 Lives, and even debated one of the best with Virtue on NoDQ.com. You can watch that debate. Make your decisions about what you think about 205 Live. You're for it or against it. I'm not here to change your mind. I've made sure I've made my points across. He made his points across. Some people agree with me. Some people agree with him. At the end of the day, it's about wrestling. It's about having fun. And pretty much, like I said, this man does great work. We also have the 205 Live Facebook page. We're right now at 21. We're getting it growing. You'll see exclusive content from me. I do watch-alongs once a week with great cruiserweight matches. Check out the last episode I did, which was Unbreakable 2005. With the triple threat match for the X Division title, one of the best matches, one of the only 5-star matches in TNA history. So check out that review. You'll see a pop in with my youngest daughter coming to visit. She just came in during the middle, so you'll see her make a cameo saying hi to everybody. So, like I said, just support everybody and support ODQ. Like I said, they're the reasons they support the shows that Noah puts on there, that Stephen and Jerry puts on there. They said Aaron supports your shows. He puts them on there to give good wrestling content. Whether you like them, hate them, hey, it's all right. At the end of the day, I tell everybody this, and I'll continue to tell everybody this. We were all wrestling fans first, and Noah has taught me one thing. I'm not worried about negativity. I'm worried about the positive stuff. Negativity, it's going to brush off my shoulder here. That's something that Noah did teach me during the summer, because there's going to be a lot of critics. You just got to rise above them, just learn to live with it, because somebody's going to either love it or hate it. But at the end of the day, we're all wrestling fans. As simple as that, he would say.
Bravo, 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 bravo. Yeah, he pretty much covered everything there, so I'll try and keep it simple. Thank you again, sir. President Provision, as always, as we keep doing more content. But this G1, doing it with you has made it 100 times more fun than just watching it by myself the last 4 years in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed the entire series. There's basically one episode left, so stay tuned for that. But until then, if you want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man, and I have a shirt to prove it now. Thanks, Aaron. And a lifelong fan of wrestling. And yes, a heavy supporter of the Undisputed Era. Baby. If you want to follow me and talk anything wrestling at Beyond Undisputed Era or WWE and Beyond, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact, Ring of Honor, NWA, Independent Wrestling, Sport Independent Wrestling, folks, Stardom World, and more, look me up on Twitter, NoDQ.com/Noah takes you to my Twitter page, or follow my simple YouTube channel here at YouTube.com/user/Noah Foster 210, where you'll find more simple takes, more reviews, more recaps, more extras on all things wrestling, mostly outside WWE, as I do a lot of the WWE-based stuff with NoDQ. And of course, at the heart of my channel, please follow my series 205 Live Match, talks about the cruiserweights, then, now, forever, WWE and beyond, and reviews 205 Live every week. And also, support NoDQ. They're the reason I'm in YouTube. Buy a shirt, NoDQ.com/shirts. Buy this one, buy someone else's, buy what you want. Express your personality. Go follow the place on Spotify, #TeamNoDQ for great road trip songs or just anything you want to think about in music that you may have never heard before. It's over 5,100. Follow NoDQ on our social media platforms. Your opinions matter, your comments matter, your reactions matter. And on the official website, there's a comment section on everything. Polls, columns, memes, gifts, reviews, sexy female pics, you name it, it's there. It's wrestling, primarily WWE, with a little bit of AEW and independent wrestling constantly invading. Speaking of which, stay tuned later this week where I'll be doing Ring of Honor Summer Supercard predictions. I'll be going to see that live, as well as predictions on NXT TakeOver Toronto 2 and WWE SummerSlam, because I will be in Toronto to see all three of those shows live. And as always, as I like to close, well, I'm not going to close yet because there's still more stuff. After that, stay tuned, because again, this is my summer of wrestling, and it concludes at the end of the month. We still have one huge day following that this weekend. August 31st, stay tuned for AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling World Quest, and NXT UK TakeOver cards, where I will be live streaming, reacting right here on YouTube on my channel. So come join me, join in my reactivity, ask me a question on anything wrestling or non-wrestling, and let's have fun. And as always, I'd like to close. Support your wrestling house for big and small. Support NoDQ. Stay tuned for a ton of interesting, shaken up content on YouTube here from my channel and NoDQ. And let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, vast, too sweet wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that, how's your G1 been? What has your favorite match so far? Who's your block winners? Who's your G1 winner? Is your bracket fresh like mine? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love to hear your reactions. This will definitely be an annual thing going forward. Who do you believe is going to take it for Team NoDQ? Let me know as well. And if you have any questions on the G1, let me know as well. Because again, we'll be back next week with our final episode on G1 with a simple take, simple conclusion, simple reaction. Where we talk about our top 5 matches, the winner of the G1, what's next for the participants of the G1 that won, and overall just our end game for the G1. So until the next video, whether G1 or beyond, enjoy life, enjoy wrestling, take care of your families, tomorrow's guaranteed, don't hate, appreciate. We're all at a different date in wrestling. We all have our own minds and opinions. No two will ever be the same. Appreciate y'all, appreciate your feedback. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a fan, hit that bell to know when the next video is going to go up. Hit that subscribe button. I'm up to 79. Thank you all so much for the support. Check out my Simple Channel Update video too for more that's going to happen on this channel and how it will shape. And until the next video, which will be some point this week with Ring of Honor, Summer Supercard predictions, and 205 Live, and a simple take on Wednesday's G1 action, I'm officially done here. He is done here. It is Sunday night. I'm going to bed. You all have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all.
Goodbye, everybody, and thank you again.